Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to a brand new video. Something a little bit different. I actually stumbled on my channel and the For You section had the tour of Pro Wrestling Sim when it was in early access, and I thought, do you know what? I'm kind of playing this right now. There might be people out there that didn't know it was even in early access, didn't know it's full release, and didn't know its condition right now. So yeah, let's take a tour, nearly 3 years on, of Pro Wrestling Sim. So just confirm it is fully released, it is on Steam, and it has continually been getting updates and still does. The last update actually was just a few days ago at the time of recording, so probably just the end of the first week of February 2024. I'll highlight what kind of things were added in that particular update because there is a few things that affected my save, which wasn't ideal, and I'm still in the kind of realization if it's buggered my save, made a mess of it, or if it might actually make it better. So you can see here, first thing first, you get skins now, and you get the workshop. So the workshop has plenty of skins that have been uploaded by people. It's so much easier to get hold of stuff rather than going through the various websites that we previously would have to with TW and then extracting, etc. This pretty much lobs it straight there. If you're someone like me who has historically grew up with Football Manager or the Steam Workshop, then aye, it does make it a wee bit easier. But database wise, there isn't too much, which is to be expected. It is, as I say, such a demanding thing to make a database, and I still don't know how half the mod makers find the time for it. They get nothing but my respect. But yeah, there's a few. I think the Who's got one. There's a lot of historical ones kicking about. The one I use is actually the one from Herd. I believe it's 85. I'm worried in case it's 95, but I'm pretty sure it's 85. And just in case you're wondering who that is, if in TW you play the mod by Captain Charisma over time, that's him. So basically, now that mod is run, I think, by Questlove. So the initial data from that back in the day was Captain Charisma. So yeah, that's who it runs. Effectively, the modern day equivalent for your current day mod. So I'm going to load up my game just to give an idea. This I started just after January, so there was a few things outdated, aka no Diana Perrazzo with AEW, just to name a few things. So below that, I've been streaming on Twitch, hence why it's called streaming. So I'm just going to take you through a full guide of everything. You can see straight off the bat, you've got your couple of main bits up here. We'll go through this screen, then we'll go to the mail, the news, global promotion, etc., etc. So start off nice and simple. Any promises you've made to workers there under your promotion size, you get your network deals. He completely restructured that. We'll get to that when we get to my promotion. I'm a bit heavy on the heel side in this particular save. I'll talk about the save while we go as well. The reason for that is I have a all women's brand, which of course is Rampage, and I've got a few heel factions in there. Production levels is a big change. You see that when we get to my promotion, but I've given AEW everything. I just thought to make money you spend money, so that's all been there. But you'll see all the options. That's just what we're running at the moment. Then you get your wellness policy here. You pick your active storylines. I tend to always run without them and just note it down on paper where I want to go, which was probably a big flaw of mine in TW, which then ended up me just chasing 100 rated matches. But everything here has been quite storyline driven, which I'm quite proud of. That's why I kind of started the save to get away from the I need a 5-star match, I need a 100 rated match. I can just focus on storylines and get myself better as a booker if I ever decide to do videos again. And that's my last couple of shows. It's been a bit tricky since the update, but yeah, not quite getting the scores I used to get. But as I say, you're always learning when there is new updates to games, so that's why we've been in kind of the high 70s. Here you get news, basically who's been holding shows, contracts that have been expired. That'll just give you all your basically upcoming shows, contract expiries and promises. You can see there I've got Steph Delander on the short list. I've got Stephanie Vacure as well, and Matt Hardy wants a match against Claudio, just to name a few. And our TV deals actually expire at the end of the month, so I need to look into that. Hence, we go from Collision to Double or Nothing. So that's going to be like the first time I've been kind of getting used to editing that. Your mail is just basically all the summaries of the shows. Injuries, Adam Copeland got one, and Matt Hardy requesting to work with Claudio Castagnoli, so that's where we'll get there. Your news items is pretty much everything happening, you can filter it out there. Budget cuts has been a new one introduced. WWE done it, Revolver, Noah, and All Japan. So as you can tell, I loaded up the new update just before the 22nd of March, and that was like the first new day WWE cut. So that might be in effect in your mods going forward at the moment. Maybe when you hit the likes of the March update, it might not be as bad, but it's just one thing to keep an eye on there, basically. So yeah, a few people got released. You can see here a lot of people leaving various places. And if you ever followed my Twitter, you'd see likes of some big names leaving WWE: Stephanie McMahon, The Undertaker, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman, just to name a few. Rhea Ripley, Nakamura, Big E, the list goes on. I picked up two. I picked up Cody and I picked up Rhea. But you'll see when we get to my promotion how the changing in structure of wages has changed, which is why I didn't want to pick up too many in case I ended up in a really bad form of debt. Full retirement of Mini, Anita, Blue Panther, Atlantis, and Octagon, just to name a couple. So you get all that there. I always kind of look for contract renewals, etc., contract offers, just to get an idea of what's going on in the world. All your workers are here. It's a fairly decent database. You can sort them by a variety of things: marketability, popularity, you name it, even their debut date. So your most recent debut is Mifu Ashida. I'm assuming she's real. I don't know. You'll realise over a period of time when my knowledge outside of the main promotions is not the best. Well, thanks to TW, thanks to EWR, thanks to effectively what happens on social media, that's how I learn about these places. But you can see here, that's all your companies that are in the game in this particular mod. So he's done his due diligence. We've got quite a stacked roster here, which is good to see. You'll get your tag teams, your titles, storylines, relationships, events, network deals, news, and the history. So that's just basically all your previous shows. I probably should use this more often instead of where I go for my previous results. So I'll need to do that more often. I tend to just go to event histories and check everything and see my past results, but you've got that there. And then you've got your match of the year. So it is a 100 rating, but I just put out a banger on the pay-per-view effectively. But it's just been storyline stuff. Sammy says he's a better high flyer than Will Ospreay. Thought it was a pretty simple story to tell, so we went with that. And I've been doing a wee kind of thing where it's a boot camp effectively for the Blackpool Combat Club, hence Claudio and Danielson. But you can see here some AEW stuff, some New Japan stuff, and my phone just keeps going off because for some reason people decide to have a conversation at this time. You get your angle of the year, wrestler of the year. Obviously, it's whoever has the most segments, they divide it, see what the best score is. MJF, Adam Cole, Jericho lead the way. Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Julia. You notice there's a distinct lack of WWE, that's just because they've not run enough shows yet for them to enter. But this will be a lot different. Down the line, promotion of the year was doing okay, and you get your show of the year as well. It was, of course, that Claudio Bryan Danielson that kind of start padded it. So my promotion, you start off, you've got your roster. You can release them, you can renegotiate, you can send it to development, you can change push and change character. Obviously we have Ring of Honor as our development, so we've got that as an option. You get a fairly strong roster. As I say, a few people just brought in for the women's show. I'm not going to get too in depth into that kind of stuff, it's more just showing you the features available. Then you pick your announce team, then you pick your developmental, so that's everybody we've got in Ring of Honor. I don't think there's any changes there. I've not really signed any written contracts, so that is pretty much as you were in Ring of Honor. That's your note tab, I've just accidentally clicked, but that's just so I could kind of have an idea of my plans going forward. And I like to keep a note of 5-star matches. I'm weird like that. Medical, same again, it'll give you an idea of who's out, give you your wellness policy, you can see who's been passing and who's been failing the various tests for steroids, soft drugs, and hard drugs. Promises is just basically MJF expects the title by July, Matt Hardy expects a match against Claudio, and then your backstage morale. Same as TW with that one, only bad morale for Yuta and Taya Valkyrie. Then you get to pick your brands, that's pretty simple. You can see there that which each brand is, you can modify them, you can create them as well. can click on, like, say, Samoa Joe and pick him wherever. He's a champ. That's why he doesn't have a brand. Pretty simple. Storylines, say create storyline, you would think whatever. I'm going to start doing that going forward instead of writing it in a notepad. I'm bad for that. The stable bit is here. Pretty simple. We've added in Elite Expose and the Aussie Influence, who are about to get some new members, and Kellerelli joined the Undisputed Kingdom. Tag teams, same idea. You're active and you're inactive. Titles, again, inactive titles, non-defendable, active, create a title there. Your champions, how you can edit it, your title history as well. So there's all my defences I've had with Eddie. I've made the championship the Continental Championship, basically defending from all different promotions. Hence where you've seen people, well, obviously a few AEW people, and then Jake something, Hichisero, Fred Rosa, and Volador Jr. But apart from that, Orange Cassidy's still the champ. TBS went to Serena. I felt it would be better for the development of Julia Hart and Sky Blue to be a tag team. Brody King won the TNT from Christian. I'm sure that was who won. He won it very early. I did beat Christian, that's right. Because I had the Battle of the Belts draw between him and Adam Copeland, and then I had Brody King win it so I could continue Christian and Copeland without the title. Women's title, Toni Storm still. Women's tag titles have been announced, but we don't have them yet. Championship, Joe's still champ. World Tag Champ is still Big Bill and Ricky Starks. Trios Champ, Mike Bennett, Matt Taven and Roderick Strong, winning it from the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, who retired. And FTW is still with Hook. I haven't done any tournament yet. You can only do elimination at the moment. No opportunity to do a Continental Classic as of such, but you can run, if you wish, a 128 person tournament, should you desire. Your win-loss rankings, so we obviously not quite the way AEW's is, where they move up and down as much, but you can see here the people have been pushing the men's division. Swerve, Brody King, Adam Copeland, Roosh and Ricky Starks for the most wins so far. And in the women's division it's been Chris Statlander, Serena Deeb, Jamie Hayter, Julia and Dr. Britt Baker TND, followed by Big Billy Starks. But it means Tony's down there and unbeaten, so it's just a case of not really using her as much because she's the champ. Then you've got your events, so we've obviously got the usual suspects, got All in London as well, Wrestle Dream. A few of them are missing logos. What I like is reoccurrence specific. We can set the 4 dates for when Battle of the Belts are, so I've set them up reflective to when they were in 2023, so that's quite cool. You've got that option as well. And network deals basically allows you to renegotiate. That worries me. They don't want to renegotiate, so they need to try and get a new deal. I'm still a bit new on that, but none of them are allowing renegotiation. That could be an interesting time. Thank God I'm not streaming it. Well, I'm not streaming it, but I'm not doing a series on it or anything. I'm just getting myself back into the booking groove because I feel as all those deals I'm a wee bit worried, especially as I say the ones where 2024. But TBS deal expires, so well, maybe that could be another couple of weeks, and then as I say we get that, so we'll have a better look into that down the line. Your finances, we can see everything there. Production has been thrown at, we'll show that in a second. Staff wages and the like, but it'll be interesting to see the alterations for the last update to this in terms of how sustainable certain things are. I felt with the 55 million that you start with, you can take a bit of risk, I feel, and just learn, because I definitely are still learning that for sure. Then you get the big pie chart of all your merchandise sellers. Our top one is Kenny Omega, and you can see that month to month, so look at the difference already. That could be I was going to say it could be, I think that's definitely a case of the company's a bit bigger and the update as well, because obviously going for 48k to people, everybody bringing in over 48k up to Timeless Tony Storm. And then production, so many more options now. You don't all start with these all maxed out. I've changed them all. I've just put the money in, so that's going to affect me at the end of the month. But it was basically just to make sure you're receiving all the growth you can, the maximum audience, growth rates there, popularity, getting the worker get the popularity gain, and of course getting the max show score as well, with the various things there with budget for your pyro, your staging and lighting, your camera quality, writing as well. So you can see there, cost per month 10.2 million. It's a lot, but I'm hoping we can make that back on ticket sales and the like. So the other thing I was going to show you, if it lets me do it by wage, I'm hoping that's my wage. No, it's not. It's just by written. It's not going to do it by. Here we go. Wage per month. So every one of these contracts, bar Omega and bar Rhodes and Bennett, were done. Obviously, they start with them. Those two were brought in post update. So Demi Bennett is 1.3 million a month. So WWE released them and then offered them a contract when it offered a contract. So okay, that drove up a little bit. I found that quite interesting. But as I say, I took the risk with one in each division because it's two that I think are really good and we can benefit from them. I say it's only a bit of fun, so it doesn't have to be too realistic. So 1.3 million, nearly 1.4 million a month for Demi Bennett, 1.1 million for Cody Rhodes. Kenny's on 275k, so I'm wondering whenever these contracts start expiring, that could shoot up massively. So that's something I still need to figure out. As I say, there's been no new mods since the update so far, so it'll be intriguing to see how that reflects it. But I think you do make a bit of money back, so maybe it balances itself out. But it's something to keep an eye on, especially if you're playing with more historical mods that were obviously done way before the update. And last but not least, I'm not going to book an event, I'm going to show you what you can do now. So if you haven't, you can change your venue here. Got all your options of having it in various places. Depending on your mod, you'll have like certain areas, etc., arenas, alongside everywhere in a variety of countries or continents, I should say. I like the fact you can go easily between teams and stables, although I would say the one thing it does put me off is I do prefer TW with the fact that everybody's in your view, heels and faces, rather than here where you do need to do a bit of scrolling and remembering who's your roster. But I still think it's quite handy. And as I say, you can just quickly you can even double click Cash Wheeler versus Cesar Bononi, for example. But you got a variety of things you can do. You can obviously make it a gimmick. There's a good few gimmick matches. You can pick your agent, pick your title, obviously pick your winner, pick your purpose of why you want to do it. Do you want to steal the show, make history, etc.? Do you want to embarrass someone? So a lot of things there. And you could have people interfere as well. You could have Peter Avalon interfere if you wish. You can leave a few notes and descriptions on the segment. But one other thing I like, and I think it'll especially benefit you, it's really helped me at AEW because obviously I've got a lot of relationships with other companies. I can just do that and go, right, give me the full Ring of Honor roster. Give me the full TNA roster, because I've obviously partnered with them and Stardom ahead of the ones I already had. So it's good if you're kind of doing that. I think it will benefit you if you're WWE. See, for example, like the last couple of weeks, you've had Trick Williams, you've had Carmelo, Carmelo Anthony, Carmelo Hayes, sorry, who've been on SmackDown. And it just means if you're booking a SmackDown show and thought, I want to give X, Y, and Z a chance on the roster, then all you need to do is simply just go there and bring somebody over. So you could have Cash Wheeler, Cesar Bononi against Nick Comorado, just as an example. So I feel like it's certainly a work in progress. Other things you can do is you add your angles. I will say I have messaged on Twitter when I've done a stare down angle, it seemed to give me no rating and gave the show no rating, so I'd avoid a stare down just now. But you've got that. People are starting to put angle packs as well, so you can add an angle for a template, and that could be like this one here I've got. There's only like a couple, you'll know which one this is, because there's a lot of options there for just different things. I tend to just keep it as add angle and usually just do promos and attacks, just because it's what's going on in my head and I'm portraying it on screen. So yeah, that's it. That's how it looks in 2024. It's come on a long way, and the good thing is there's going to be more updates, so yeah, keep an eye on it if you haven't already. It just gives you another option if you want to try something different from TW. I don't really have a preference between the two. I enjoy both. I just feel TW in my position was a case of chasing too many achievements, which the lack of 100 rated matches was really affecting me getting the achievement I wanted. But you got that, and as I say here, maybe just play as a sandbox and have a bit of fun. So thanks for watching. But don't know when there'll be another video. But I hope you enjoyed it and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.